You mentioned eczema, but is acne part of a histamine response? Or is that more of just typical leaky gut, and hormones, of course, or psoriasis, rosacea, hair loss? What are there things that are not in that list that we talked about originally of side effects, but things that are like other signs where, gosh, because a lot of people are having a lot of skin reactions and skin breakouts, and they don't know where it's coming from?
Well, the skin it's a complex one, right? Because the skin's also a detox organ. And so there's a lot of things that can be going on. I will say that from the literature, from the research literature, we know that there's a direct connection to eczema and histamines. We also know that if you're having like a lot of redness and blotchiness or bumpiness, things of this nature that seem to come and go, this is indicative of some sort of potential histamine reaction. If we're just talking about generalized acne, rosacea, I would wager there's a histamine connection, but I'm not going to say that this is the number one thing you need to address if you have acne or if you have hair loss or if you have rosacea. Rosacea is highly, I think, closely related to eczema, in my opinion, based on the way that they develop and everything. So I do think that's a great linkage that could be explored if you do have rosacea. But again, for people with the hair conditions and for acne, I would be looking more at leaky gut and focus mostly on gut healing. Unless, here's the kicker, unless you show those other annoying symptoms that you've never really pieced together, because that's what happened to me. I never pieced together that from time to time I would get car sick, but never like bad enough that I would have to pull over or anything. I never really pieced together that like I can't really drink beer. Like I would just have these sneezing fits. I can't really, I just didn't piece together all these little details, right? So if you're like, hey, I have acne, but I also get massive mosquito welts, and you're right, I am car sick. Oh, and I do get headaches, like, I don't know, like 6 times a month. And it's not necessarily just around my cycle. Those things start to add up to a picture of like, oh, here's somebody who's struggling to clear histamine, who's also experiencing a skin condition and may get help for that skin condition by addressing their histamine.